everyone. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. Happy Friday. Hope you're having a great day. And guess what? If you're not having a great day, that's what we're here for. That's what we do the podcast for. We do it for you guys to bring some joy, laughter, tears, drama, financial suggestions that you should not listen to. We are here for whatever you need. We have it. So welcome back to another episode. Mike, how are you? How are things?
Well, in the wise words of my brother last week, things are just dandy. Things are just doing swell. It's another day. I will have to just publicly humiliate Mr. Matthew because Matt said that he needed to do the podcast in order for him to watch a special show.
Correct.
That usually airs once a week. Matt, why don't you tell them why you wanted the podcast recording to be done before, what is it, about 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock. It's Bachelorette night.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a hell of a season with Rachel and Gabby.
Rachel.
It's interesting, but it's entertaining.
This man is winning over. No, this man is having that more of a precedence than talking with his best friend. I see how that is.
I never said that. Never once said that. Don't put words in my mouth.
Oh, man. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking about some drama llamas tonight on this episode.
Let's say you start a podcast or you're running your own side hustle and have a bunch of links that you want your audience to know about. As a podcast, Matt and I have all of our social media, all of our podcast links, and other important things. Make it easier for your followers to find your important links, social media, and latest content by having it all in one page with solo.to. I'll be honest, I have used similar websites like this, but nothing compares to solo.to. All of your links are clean and easy to navigate. Have an upcoming video? It's really easy to make those changes. Plus, solo.to has opportunities to upgrade to include more customization, advanced analytics, and so much more. Solo.to is giving us a special opportunity for you to get 10% off if you create an account and upgrade. Be sure to go to solo.to/funnybusiness to create your account today.
I know last week we had one hell of a show with my brother Trent, but it's nice. We get to have a nice one-on-one, intimate, deep conversation.
Okay. I'm a little nervous.
No, I mean, it really isn't intimate.
Oh, okay.
So I found this thing that was circulating around the tweeters. It was actually a Facebook post that was going viral on Twitter. Go figure. It was a screenshot. The profile picture was covered. The name was covered for anonymity. Matt, before we get into this Facebook post that I'm going to read, I know we've talked briefly about some of our past jobs, not like full-time jobs that we've got our big boy degrees for, but like things that we did jobs in for high school or things that we did at a young age. Matt, I know you worked for a composting unit.
Sadly.
Did you do anything before that?
No, that was my first job.
That was literally your first job.
That was my first one.
Huh. Interesting. Well, for me, I scooped ice cream to start. But then I actually twirled ice cream for a hot minute.
That's right.
And then, what's that?
I forgot you did that.
Yeah. Long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Owned an ice cream stand. Never recommend it if you don't plan on doing it more than 1 year. And then for some godly reason, I was able to host game shows at a resort once a week. I got a nice little paycheck right before college, and then orientation started, and the rest is history. But Matt, I'm going to read to you what type of, sorry, before we get into it, what type of qualifications did you have to do when working at that composting unit?
I think I literally just had to be 16 or 18.
Really?
Yeah. Technically, like, I could have learned how to like use like the Kubota or like the tractors to like actually like drop compost or dirt in the like the truck beds. I never did that just because, one, I don't know if they trusted me with it, or two, I just didn't care that much. So I literally just sat at a gate and let people in and out to like drop off their trash, or not trash, drop off their grass clippings or their tree branches. Like that's basically what I did for two summers.
No one knows they're in the presence of a man who's a certified forklift driver.
I wish.
Matt, I'm going to read this Facebook post because it's a job offer. It's from a mom, and I'm just going to read. I'm going to break it piece by piece. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
It's a typical help wanted type of Facebook post where they write like 6 paragraphs in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's 1 paragraph, but you get what I mean. You get the picture, audience.
Yep.
So it starts off with, school is starting, and that means we once again need a nanny. Please read all of these requirements.
Okay. Seems simple enough.
Okay. You must have a master's degree or higher so that our 5-year-old and 7-year-old will be intellectually challenged.
Oh boy. That's they don't even ask for a master's degree for like jobs that pay like $40,000 a year.
And then in parentheses, note your quote, Bachelor of English doesn't mean you're smart. Sorry.
That's a sick burn.
You must be between 24 to 28 years of age to keep up with the activity level of our kiddos.
So a teacher. They want a elementary school teacher to be a nanny.
Oh, it's not done yet, Matt.
Oh boy.
And please plan to have your own housing. Don't assume you'll be staying with us. Yes, we have an extra room, but the privilege is earned, not assumed.
Yeah, well, that's just creepy. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah. We need you from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and then 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. every weekday. I'm going to skip the pay. Plan to bring, quote, snacks or other food for the kiddos, as our cabinets will be locked during the day while we work.
I don't know if that's that far out there. I've never talked to anyone who had a nanny or used a nanny myself, so I don't know if they usually do that. I don't know. Do you find that odd?
I find that some areas are locked, which like is totally okay. It's not like it's a family member. Like you are technically bringing a stranger in your house. I think once the rapport is more built within the nanny, I think there's a little bit more opportunity. But in addition to the bringing the snacks, you also need to bring educational materials such as workbooks, as we do not keep anything like this at home. Matt, take a wild guess how much the pay is.
I feel like it should be high, but it's going to be significantly low. Is it an hourly rate?
Just guess. Because you know how nanny and babysitting is, depending on if it's a day or by hour.
Well, so if they're needed 7 to 8:30.
So I'll do the math for you. It's an hour and a half in the morning and then 3 hours in the afternoon. So 4.5 hours.
$10 an hour.
$18 daily.
What? Yeah. That's not even $100 a week. What?
5 days a week. I hate math. I'm sorry.
I could sell my master's degree online to some guy in like Africa for like $1,000.
18 times 5. You would make $90 a week.
Oh my gosh. This is Karen.
The mom or whoever's posting this?
Yeah.
It's interesting because I think we have been getting into points where it's like how, especially for entry level people, don't get me wrong, like job descriptions are job descriptions, but usually the hardest is for people who are just entering the workforce. Mm-hmm. And, they ask for these requirements that you need to have 2 to 3 years of experience. And it's like, okay, so how can I have 2 to 3 years of experience when I graduate? And above all, I'll be completely honest with everybody, just somebody who's the work biz, Matt's in the work biz too. You can really, unless it's like 10 years of experience, you can manipulate, or shall I say, you can fabricate those 2 to 3 years of experience if you're looking for something.
Right. But it's just funny. Like they say it's an entry level job, but you need like 3 years experience. It's like, well, Isn't that what an entry level job is supposed to be for? Is so I can get that experience. It's like pick a side.
Have you babysat before?
No.
I have.
Well, I technically like we've watched like younger cousins, but it's more so my mom doing most of it, and I was like still like older, but I was young enough where like I didn't have to like take care of the kid kind of thing.
Gotcha.
But no, never actually babysat like on my own or like with someone.
Interesting. I changed the diaper once.
Okay, how'd you do?
I did well.
Did you have to wipe?
I did have to wipe.
How do you do it?
It God, I haven't even remembered.
Come on. How you wipe?
Back forward. How? No way.
It's front to back. Think of it. Think about it.
My bad. Sorry.
Okay, there it is.
Inexperienced.
Yep. I don't want to say it out loud on the podcast, but for everyone at home, just think about that if you didn't know that answer.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Yep. Anyway.
Whatever.
How'd the diaper part go?
Good.
Do you think, Matt, people are tired of hearing our Anchor ad?
Yeah, probably. But let's be honest, if it wasn't for Anchor, we would not be doing a podcast.
You're right, Matt. Once again, we have to thank Anchor for helping us continue to make each episode. Y'all know how it works. Anchor is free. It's easy to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, and distributes your podcast to platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more.
And you all know that you can make money too, even with the first couple episodes that you start with.
So why haven't you started your own podcast yet? Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's anchor.fm.
So Mike, when do you think we'll stop talking about Anchor?
Oh man, Matt. You know what? To be completely honest, I think we'll be talking about this for a long time.
No rash, no nothing, no uncomfortable.
Like Did the baby pee on you as you did the diaper change?
No.
Good, even better.
I was impressed. And then I babysat another group of kids, and that was easy. That was more so just like they kind of did everything. All they just had to do was like eat dinner, which they brought pizza, and then just tire them out basically, and then put them to bed.
Yeah, when
those are my
that
favorite
age,
ones. Those are my favorite ones.
I agree, because that's the age where like you can have fun playing with them, and like maybe get a little bored at the end. But once they're done, they're gonna crash, and it's like, all right, cool. I can just like watch TV now.
Yeah, I love the feeling when like you put them all to bed and they're just like sitting there, and you're like, "Ha, I'm getting paid while I'm just sitting here."
Yeah, it's the best. Scrolling through Instagram, watching some YouTube.
Oh yeah, some Tic Tacs.
Yep.
Trent babysits.
Does he?
He used to, I should say. I don't know if he does anymore. I'm like surprised you haven't like officially babysat.
Yeah, no. I was kind of like one of my youngest of the cousins. Maybe that's probably why.
Yeah.
I mean, I have younger cousins now that are still in high school, but I don't know.
You know how it would always tire kids out?
Run around in circles.
Trampoline.
It's a good one. Yeah.
That,
That's a sneaky one because you don't feel it right away. And then when you stop, you're like, holy shit, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's true. I think it's funny I bring this up because I know a experience from an individual, I won't name who, that actually has had a family that was very rigorous to this point. Not in the sense that they would need a master's degree or anything like that. Like, there was to a point where they would have to interview the person first. Like, so they literally had like a sit down interview at like the kitchen table. And then they would spend a little time with the kids just to make sure that the kid got along with the babysitter. And then it was like $20 a day. But like you had to do, and I might be, the person will correct me wrong, but like you had to do the kids, like as far as like their prepping. But then you also did like laundry for the house, or you also had like to put dishes away that was from like the house. Like it wasn't strictly based on babysitting the kids. It was a nanny, but you also were doing chores for the family too.
Mm-hmm.
And all for $20 with no gas reimbursement because they had to take them to school too.
Yeah, that's the worst. Let me throw this at you. What would you rather? So let's say, hopefully one day we're future parents.
Oh boy.
Would you rather have a nanny or just have your kids go to daycare or like after school care?
I immediately went for the financial. It's like, what's going to be more expensive, a nanny or daycare?
let's say they're both the same.
Probably daycare.
I agree, because I think I'd want them to get that social interaction with other kids.
That's exactly
I think that's kind of the big thing. Like, yeah, you can have them be at home and like you don't have to make a stop home to get them. However, for their development as a person and as a child into a young adult, that social interaction is going to be quite important. And yeah, they probably get some at school, but maybe they make like personal friends at daycare that they can hang out with that they don't get to see every time at school. So I think that's probably the one benefit of daycare, in compared to just having a nanny come home. That's some thunder.
Where
you hear this?
I think I heard a little bit of it.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's getting close, Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
Better duck and cover. If this podcast goes out, the episode's just gonna end.
Yeah. So
sorry.
This could be the last word you hear. Just kidding.
Matt, I forgot. I've been meaning to tell you this. No, you're right. Having that social interaction, I think, is truly important, because I think we're seeing it now with individuals that have been through the pandemic, that have gone through high school or have gone through middle school. Like they haven't had those key interactions, which is causing them to have a delayed social skill. I don't want to say improvement, but like just a buildup of social skill.
Mm-hmm.
And like we see it and we talk about it all the time. Like it's COVID crazy, as my boss would like to call it. It's, that idea that people are so in the, behind a screen, in front of the screen the entire time. They aren't interacting face to face with anybody. And yeah, it ends up being that once they come face to face with somebody, they're like, I can't mute myself, or I can't just look away. I have to.
Yeah. So 2 things. 1, my kids will not be iPad kids. Absolutely not going to happen. They're just going to go outside, play in the dirt, do something.
Touch some grass.
Yeah, touch some grass. Don't eat the grass. To your point about, kids living through COVID, someone at work was telling me that she was working at camp.
Yeah.
With like younger kids. She said, all right, kids, running in a single file line. And the kids they never went to in-person schooling yet. They didn't know what a single file line meant.
That's crazy, Matt.
Yeah. And she was like, what do you mean? But then she thought of it like, these kids haven't had in-person schooling. Like they never had to get a single file line. So
they just had to click on a link.
Yeah, exactly. So we're still trying to teach kids that should know these things that they should be learning in pre-K kindergarten. Like their development's just like so much lower than where it should be. It's just gonna be crazy, going forward with these educators and education and high school, middle school, elementary school. It's just specifically like just getting these kids back to the level of where they should be.
We've seen, being in higher education, we've seen a decline in enrollment across the United States, not just specifically with the college that I'm a part of, but just institutionally everywhere. Enrollment's been a thing, but I think it's also when those kids come to campus, they still have those lack thereof of interactions. Like you kind of think of it like a bucket, like, the amount of socialization and interactions you've had, it fills up your bucket. And like usually by the time you hit college, you are around the point where you filled your bucket. Like you kind of know you're still trying to find yourself, but like you've at least had conversations through different walks of life. And I think there's many kids who still haven't had their bucket filled. And I think they're still in that developmental process of going through and trying to navigate a life of socialization outside of a computer screen.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. On the other hand, getting back to like the whole nanny thing, I don't think I'd be comfortable if I was a nanny in someone else's home. Not in the fact that like I would be afraid to like break anything or like be accused of anything. I just think it's an easy case if like the parents, something goes missing that they misplaced. It's like their thoughts and be like, well, did so and so take it? Like you're always kind of going to be like that scapegoat where if something bad happens, let's blame the nanny.
Right. For that case, I think I would definitely, if there was a way, I would sign something about, because we're at a point now where everybody has at least have one security camera in their house. I would sign a lease and saying like an agreement that would say like, you're allowed to have the camera on and record me. And I agree that I know it's on and I accept that, because then it keeps everybody both in check. Because it's like, you can check the tape. I did not go in the like, you would see me come out with something, or you would see me pocket something, yada yada. Like you just would. And
yeah,
you know,
I think that's fair. I would agree to that if I was Annie, and I would, if I had to get an Annie as a parent, that's something I would have that conversation about. I think like you said, it just kind of gives everyone the peace of mind that like, okay, if something happens, we can just check the tape, and then whoever lied, we find it, or just tell the truth, because you know it's going to come out later.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm not 100% sure if this is 100% legitimate. I mean, obviously it was circulating around Twitter, and we all know how Twitter is.
Well, if it's on Twitter, it's obviously true.
But I hope it just goes to show that, like, yes, sometimes people are strapped for cash as far as like trying to get a job and make some sort of income, but like you have every other opportunity to, which is, sorry, pulling back to a conversation about the one individual that I know. There's two individuals that one individual almost had the same experience as the one individual had with his family. That was more of a nanny / a chore. The person who I know was saying that she was going to try to be a babysitter, and I actually talked her out of it because of the last person's experience. And she is waitressing, I think, now.
Oh.
And I saw this past weekend, she got a $600 tip.
Wow.
Isn't that
That's
cool?
awesome. I love stories
just,
like that.
Like, it just, if she wasn't working at that place, like, a $600 tip, man.
And for a waitress like that, that's huge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you only make like $2 an hour when,
right? Like you
work for tips.
Where you work for tips, right? I always aspire to be like that rich where I could just give like a $200 tip. Be like, here you go, like just to be nice.
I feel so bad because I go to some of the local restaurants, and there's a lot of students that work at the restaurants, and there's one group in particular, but she's a twin, so she has another person who works there. So I don't feel as bad as tipping them a good amount, but at the same time, like, I feel obligated that I have to tip them because they're one of my students' sisters.
Yeah, I understand that. That's fair.
And they're nice. They're nice to me. Like they take care of me. They actually wait on me. So
we should always, just speaking on tipping in general, just don't be an asshole with your tipping unless 20%. They're that bad at their service, and then maybe at that point you just talk to the manager. Just tip well. It's 2022, people. We don't have to nitpick every single thing, or you don't have to be like that person. Tip them. Waitresses, or waitors. Thank you. They have a hard job as it is. They work their asses off. Give them a good tip.
Absolutely. That was pretty serious. Just our whole conversation. I mean, it was kind of funny talking about that nanny, but
I don't know how he ended up here. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, man. You okay?
Forgot to flip my switch.
I asked you that at the beginning of the show.
You asked if I had everything plugged in. You didn't ask if I said,
do you have your laptop? His headphones are off. Wow. I can't believe I asked that question. I asked, did you have your laptop switch on? You go, yep, my lights are on.
You said light switch. That's why I was confused. I thought you meant the light that I have behind my laptop. Because you said you have your light on. So that's why I was confused.
And who was flickering the lights?
No, it's for
Nosferatu. Oh. We are so serious, and then all of a sudden it just...
Yeah, now we're both going to be on edge the rest of the podcast.
I think I have it recorded of me saying, do you have your lights on? And I'm going to play it back, I think, right now, if my future editor would be able to do that.
All right.
Is your light on?
Yeah.
Well, you're Laptop light.
Those lights, yeah, they're on. Yeah.
No, your laptop light.
Yeah.
Yep. To charge it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're good. I have it plugged in.
Okay. Just making sure. Just double checking.
To be fair, that light switch does not turn on any lights. It only activates the
outlet.
bottom outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't have any lights plugged into that. So when you said, do you have your light turned on? Because that would think that because that doesn't turn on a light.
Oh my God.
I take 50% of the blame on this.
Oh my God. You take 100% of the blame.
I take 65% of the blame on this.
80. Take it or leave it.
Fine.
Okay.
Yep. Alrighty. You know what? Let's try to remain calm for the rest of this podcast. I feel like we're both a little on edge now. I feel like something's gonna be said and we could blow up.
Yeah. Okay.
But let's move on. We have some good segments for you guys today. We're gonna start off with some buy or sell. Mike, I will let you go first. You can do both buy and sell.
Okay, cool. I am selling credit card shit. Last Friday, I went to lunch with my boss. Little rapport building. Just lunch. I've been with this person now for 7 years. Can't really learn anything new unless we're talking about business. So,
right.
Usually when we usually go out for lunch, we like to Venmo split because typically we usually get not the same thing, but we get the same amount and we just split it. So I gave my Venmo debit card to the waitress. Waitress swipes, comes back and says, card's not working. So then my boss hands the card to the waitress. I get my card back. I then look at my Venmo app and it said that a charge was taken.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm like, my card says it took a charge. And so then the lady was like, oh, well, we have to have our boss call our processor and yada, yada. And she's like, what's your name? So I put my name down and then what's your cell phone? Puts your cell phone number. And then she goes, can you put down your credit card information that was taken from the card? I'm like, I said, I don't know about that.
Nope. I don't know about that one, Jim.
I said, I'll put the last 4 down. And they're like, okay, like we'll ask our manager. And I said, I know the manager. I said, I have actually his cell phone number. And I said, I'll text him if I don't hear from him. So this was Friday. So I texted him today. I'm like, hey, any update? He goes, yeah, I'm just going to call the processor today. I haven't heard anything.
Uh-oh.
So I got to charge, whatever. Anywho, yeah.
That's tough. That's the worst.
I should have checked my Venmo app before handing off the card.
It happens. I mean, I don't know why it would take it and not. I don't know if the Venmo part messed up their system. I don't know why it would.
Yeah, I'm gonna see right now in the middle of the podcast if it was taken away.
Yep, Mike's gonna announce how much money he has in his bank account.
Nope, still charged. Yeah. So I mean, again, it was the machine's fault. I can't blame the waitress or the owner, but $38 is $38.
So is $10.
So is $10. I'm also selling grocery stores, and Matt, I'll be completely honest. I put this down. I have no idea what the I meant by this.
No. Okay. When was the last time you went grocery shopping? Let's just talk about that experience.
Well, actually, I went Sunday, and then I actually had to go to the grocery store today. I think what I'm more referencing is how expensive things are.
Yeah. Inflation, man.
Yeah. I mean, inflation has gone down from what I've been told.
You seen the chicken wing prices? Lowest ever since like a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
But just prices, man. Dude, how many pistachios? Like those things are $8 for a bag.
Are they really? I love pistachios.
I love pistachios. Yeah. They're nuts. I don't think nuts should cost that much.
Yeah. This is a good one. The price of pistachios is nuts lately.
Oh my god.
See, that was a great one. Come on.
I don't know. I think out of the list of dad jokes, my porpoise joke is still the number
That
one
was
thing.
that was a good
You
one.
fell for it twice.
That was. I have to give you that one. That one got me. Yeah.
I will kind of segue from a sell to buy, but I'll do kind of like a return purchase.
Okay.
So I'm selling insert brand name here that we've talked a lot on the podcast, coffee.
Yeah.
Not the green kind, the orange and pink kind.
Yeah, correct.
So, Matt, I've been meaning to bring this up on the podcast. So, I usually go once a week to this place. And
I wish I only went once a week.
You got to make your own cold brew, man.
I do.
I go there once a week. Usually my Friday is like my treat myself, treat yourself.
Yep.
I've kept finding out that the coffee was so watered down every week that I've got it. And I'm like, okay, I said, this is my only time. Like if I was getting it like day after day, I'd be like, okay, something is definitely wrong here. So I can't equate what that is. So this was like 3 weeks ago, watered down coffee. I'm like, okay. On to the second one, another coffee, watered down, doesn't taste like coffee. I said, okay. I said, if I get this third one, I said, I need to do something about it. Get my third one, watered down, doesn't even taste like coffee. So I did what any good citizen would do that rhymes with staring, and I wrote a complaint.
Oh, boy.
I said, I have been a patron of this place in insert city name here for the past 9 years. I said, I can't understand why there is an inconsistency with the product.
Yeah.
So I wrote that review.
Where did you write that? Yelp?
No, in the app itself. You can write the review of the experience in the app itself.
Got it.
Yelp.
I didn't know.
That's a very good point. So that was my sell. My buy came in. The buy comes in where I tried it one more time, and it was okay.
Okay.
So they took my feedback and they actually applied it.
Can I offer a solution?
What's your solution?
Frozen coffee.
Frozen coffee?
Yeah. Like Dunkin'
I have another solution. Just make more cold brew and not buy anything.
You could do that too, but a little treat yourself once a week. So Dunkin' does make a frozen coffee. I've never had a full thing of it myself.
Yeah.
However, a lot of my coworkers are starting to get it. I try to sip. It tastes like coffee, and it's just kind of like a coffee slushy kind of thing. Okay. But it's not as watered down.
I might have to go to that place instead of the place I was going to that I wrote a complaint about.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the district manager did offer me a gift card. They felt sorry. So I was like, yeah, of course I'll take your token of appreciation.
Right.
I would do it. So yeah, that's my buy. It seemed like they listened to me, but I can't be the only person that complained in order for them to make a change.
Probably not. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice to feel special sometimes.
Right.
And then my other buy, I'm talking about the app Paired. So this is an app that I actually downloaded about a week ago. Jenna, so what it does, I'll give a quick brief description. It involves...
Is it Paired, P-A-I-R-E-D or P-E-A-R-E-D?
P-A-I-R-E-D.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like pairing, like Bluetooth. I don't know if it was like the fruit pair.
Yes, or pairing for couples.
Okay.
So the description that it is that love more, stress less. Paired is your guide to improve communication, stay connected, and deepen intimacy as a couple. With our daily questions feature, you'll get a fun question to answer every day with your partner. Each question comes with a research-based fact of why answering it will help your relationship. And only by answering the question yourself can unlock your partner's answer. Ooh. So today's paired question was that we answered today.
Yep.
What have past arguments taught you about your partner?
Oh, I like this app.
Mm-hmm. And then the second one was, can money buy happiness? Why or why not? Another question was, Happy National Couples Day. What couple goals are you working towards together?
I like that.
Another
So
one
it's
is
kind of
who's
just like
it's kind of like your
continue.
it's kind of like your Snapchat streak, but it's more based on your relationship.
Yeah.
Because they actually do give you a streak. Like we have like a streak. Yeah, it's 7 days. We have a streak right here. 7 days, everybody.
So how does that work? Can you not see their answer until you both answer?
So somebody will either way. Like let's say I answered that question first. Jenna can't see my answer until she answers it herself.
Okay, I like that.
So, and like one of the things that I was like very sketchy about was that it wanted me to pay for it, but then if you just click over the paywall, it's free. Like you just, the only thing you're able to do is the one question a day type of deal. So, which
I like that.
I think is good.
That's kind of cool. I think that's also good for couples that can't see each other every day. Like just gives them something else to talk about that they normally wouldn't talk about on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, and I think that was the point because obviously Jenna and I don't see each other throughout the week until the weekend at this time. But another thing too is instead of actually like this is a guarantee between Jenna and I that we're able to have at least one intimate conversation throughout the week without it being like forced. Like it's prompted for us. And at least we can go to sleep knowing we had at least one decent conversation about a relationship every day.
I like that. I literally just downloaded it. I'm going to try that with April.
Just send the code to April because she needs the code in order for you to be paired. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, how do they pair these people?
Yeah, we should just pair ourselves. For the podcast listeners.
Yeah, one of them was something about intimacy, so I didn't mention that one. But
socks on.
Socks on.
Yep. Oh boy.
Yeah, so that's my buy and sell. Buy, sell.
All right. I have a bunch. I'll start with my buy. Coincidentally, I'm going to buy love.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more.
So the Parrot app is going to be kind of cool. So this week, my girlfriend April is leaving for Florida. She's going to Disney College program for a few months. So it's the first time we're really going to spend like a lot of time apart from each other. So it's, a little stressful, but the more we get closer to it, the more we're kind of just like okay with it, just because we know like the connection that we have and like the love we have for each other. So yeah, you could sit there and stress about like, what if we don't get to talk to each other that much or yada, yada, yada. There's tons of things you could stress about, but it's just easier to just put the love we have for each other first and then the stresses later and just know that it's going to work out kind of thing.
Yeah, don't get too worried if you don't talk to each other a day, because that is what's going to drive you crazy.
Right. And like there's going to be nights where like we're each going to have downtime and the other person's not, and there'll be times where we both have downtimes. We'll be able to talk to each other a lot. Like it's just I'm more so excited for her and following her dreams. And it's going to be different, but I think it's going to be good.
And this is the point where I can rightfully take back as my number one lover.
There it is. They all come crawling back. I am also going to buy Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi sucks.
Well, not at Mount Kilimanjaro.
Oh, dear God. What did you find?
Because they put Wi-Fi on the top of Mount Kilimanjaro.
Now, listen here. If they could put Wi-Fi on Mount Kilimanjaro, they can put it anywhere else.
Yes. So I don't know if this is... I'm hoping this is more so if people get lost, like they can like contact for help, and not some guy trying to climb Mount Kilimanjaro and like scroll Twitter at the same time.
Clip that chat.
Some guy goes live on Twitch climbing Mount Kilimanjaro.
All right,
guys, I have some time for some questions.
Somebody clip that.
I have time for a quick Q&A. I got 15 more kilometers to go. Johnny from New York, what's my favorite slice of pizza? I love Ray's Pizza in Times Square. Like, I hope that's not what it's used for.
I hope not.
I just can't comprehend how they can put Wi-Fi on top of a mountain. On top of a mountain.
It's science.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, I have a lot of sells. I am selling soda. I've been drinking a lot more soda recently. It just makes me feel like shit.
What kind have you been drinking?
Like Coke.
You need a Pepsi, man.
Pepsi doesn't taste as good.
You're not you when you don't have a Pepsi.
Okay.
Wrong brand.
A little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I just I got away from soda for a long time, and lately I've been craving it more, so I've been having more often. So I don't know if it's my body not being used to it as much as I used to drink it. I used to drink it a lot in high school.
How many times do you drink a day?
Maybe once.
One can a day?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it just makes me feel very tired. It just drains me, and I just don't I feel I have no energy afterwards.
Because usually, I mean, I had a pact that I would at least have, if I wanted to have at least one soda a day. And that was, kind of the rule of thumb. And I mean, I haven't felt anything significantly change. But it's nice. At dinner, I can have my soda. I can have my Pepsi. So
yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to try to get away from it.
You ever had seltzers? The regular non-alcoholic seltzers?
Not really. No, I don't love the taste of them.
Okay,
but I might have to try it. That's not a bad idea.
Might.
I've also been drinking a lot more tea, like iced tea.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
There's a generic one at a certain grocery store with red. It sounds like Patrick saying West, but drop the T. Weiss.
Yes. Yeah.
Where was I going with that? They have a generic seltzer that you can try.
I'll have to try that out. I'm also selling pumpkin.
Yes.
Not everybody likes pumpkin.
I
hate pumpkin. And Dunkin's the only seasonal flavor Dunkin' has right now is pumpkin.
Why are they shoving a pumpkin down our throats, Matt?
Yeah, it's also the middle of August. I'm not ready for fall. I want it to be summer all year long. It's still 90 degrees outside. Get the pumpkin out of my face.
Get the pump out of here.
I don't want to see it. Also, pumpkin's not even the best fall flavor. It's apple.
Ooh. Apple. Oh, apple cider's coming back, man.
Apple cider, baby. That's the only thing I love about fall is apple pie and apple cider.
Dude, warm apple cider.
My coworkers make fun of me because I will make a hot apple cider. I'll make a hot apple cider K-cup at work during the day. I call it my afternoon pick-me-up.
Oh.
Oh, boy. Okay. Yeah, but just get the pumpkin out of here. Make more flavors available other than pumpkin, and just bring back the cookie dough flavoring.
When do they end? Is it November? Usually they'll stop.
Yeah. But also just bring back cookie dough. Everybody loves cookie dough. It's the best. And then finally, I am selling myself. I am a hypocrite a bit. I don't know if I mentioned. I know I talked about it before in the podcast. I don't know if I gave a follow up. I talked about an app a few episodes ago called Be Real.
Yeah.
I downloaded it.
Oh no, man.
Yeah, it's I do post. It's not awful.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of cool to see
why did you download it?
Why?
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to see what it was. Some people at work had it. They recommended it.
Friends.
Yes, friends at work downloaded it, had it, recommended it. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, you can always post late. You get the notification that you're supposed to have 2 minutes to tap in and do it. Yeah. You can still post late. Now it says that you posted late, so people know you weren't doing it in that moment. But it's kind of interesting to see some of the times that people post. It's what did you just get done doing? Kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to die.
It might. I'm not obviously I check it once a day when I post, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't open it 15 times like Twitter or Instagram.
Yeah.
But it's okay for now.
There you go.
Yeah. That's all I got. But however, before we end this episode, we have one more segment, a double segment episode. Haven't had one of those in a long time.
Long time.
It is time for Down in the Dumps. Mike, I go again. Well, I was not English. I again will let you go first.
Okay. So I'm a little down in the dumps for 2 reasons. Maybe 3 if it comes to fruition. Dude, I'm so down with reality TV show love.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
You've been going through it the last couple of days.
I have been. And just to give context for everybody. So we talked about Love is Blind on the show, episode 100. And we talked about, the couples, Nick and Frick Frack Snickety Snack. What were their names? Nick and I have them. Hold up.
Not Jessica.
Hold up. Wait, Jessica.
Oh, R.I.P.
Nick and Danielle.
Yep, there it is.
And then Ayana and Jarrett.
Yep.
So those 2 were the successful couples.
Mm-hmm.
I texted Matt last week that there was a report that Ayana and Jarrett just announced they're getting a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And then not even the day before we started recording, Nick and Danielle have filed for divorce.
Yeah.
And then what even slaps me in the face much more, they are having an After the Altar reunion. And that came out today. That was promoted today.
Oh, boy.
So
I'm not going to lie, I'm not surprised by either of them.
Love is shit, let me tell you, on a reality TV show.
Well, here's the thing. Ayana and Jarrett were very different people.
Yeah.
She is very introverted. He's very extroverted. And Nick and Danielle they had issues during the show. So it does suck. I'll say that. I'm just not surprised.
It just makes the ultimatum much more legitimate.
No, that's not at all what anyone was thinking. Still haven't watched it, nor will I.
You should.
Nope.
Why not? It's a great show, Matt.
Is it?
No.
Okay. That's what I say about Two Out the Handle and Love is Blind, though, to be fair.
Yeah. But we still watch it.
Correct.
Hey, we have friends that watch it too, so we are not the only people.
That's a fact.
We are not the loners.
Correct.
It was very interesting. We saw a Snapchat group chat of a snap of one of the contestants from Too Hot to Handle. And it wasn't us that were sending it.
Yeah, forgot about
that. Yeah, so I just... it's for your FYE, for your entertainment. And I don't know. I feel like I would much rather have... And I sound like I just caught myself. I feel like I'm like a 60-year-old talking about it. I'd rather have like a Survivor or a Big Brother where they're competing against each other for money and they're voting each other off the island. They're like, love is sex sells. That's what they always say in the media industry. So
yeah, it's all fake except for Bachelor, Bachelorette.
Yeah. Anyway,
Hometowns this week. Big episode.
Yeah. And Matt, I'm just a little down in the dumps because back to school came at us like a torpedo, my friend.
It was like a freight train.
Yeah. Like people are starting to go back to school. People are having their first day of classes already. And it's like, another year of us being away and out of college.
5-year reunion coming up soon.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
It's scary.
5 years out of college.
You know what that means, though? It's almost 10 years out of high school.
Sorry for anybody who doesn't like
enjoy
those
noises. Enjoy those sounds while you're sitting at your office eating your lunch.
Yeah. And then I guess my third down in the dumps is this episode is released the week of when the loan deferment is supposed to be done.
Oh shit. That's not good. Son of a bitch. You can't drop that on me in the middle of the podcast. What the hell?
There was a speculation from Secretary of Education for DC that there is an announcement this week as far as what's going to happen. He had yet to comment as far as what exactly is happening.
This is not going to happen. What if they just said loans are forgiven? I think people would riot. Like,
I'd cry.
Happily riot.
I would cry. Happily riot as far as hugging each other.
I think so.
Like graffiti.
Send their teachers flowers. Yeah, I would cry. I would legit cry.
I have 3 avenues. I hate to indulge everybody, but I have 3 avenues and as far as what's going to happen. Actually, 4.
Could I give, before you get in, could I just give my thought? I think this is going to make people pay. I don't think there's going to be any forgiveness.
Mm-hmm. I either think my 4 options are here. That first one, suck it up, Buttercup. We're going to start paying.
Yep.
Second one is a partial amount of loans are forgiven per each private, not per private, per federal loan. People are estimating around $10,000 per borrower.
Mm-hmm.
The third option is eliminating the debt completely, which I think is way too far out of reach.
Yeah.
The fourth scenario is extending it to June. And then the fifth and final one, I know I added to the new year, to 2023.
Okay.
And then my fifth and final one, which I really didn't mention, is that they come up with an idea that there is a cap on how high interest rates are with federal student loans.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm okay with debt forgiven, debt partially forgiven, interest rate caps, and extending.
So you just don't want to pay.
I just want to. Well, also, I know I have to pay. Like, I'm not in denial. Like, the paying off the forgiven debt is like, it's a nice to have. Like, I'm not sitting there begging for it to happen. Like, I went to school, I took out a loan, I know I have to pay for it. It's the same as renting a house or buying a car. Like, you have a loan that you have to pay it off for. Yeah.
Also, if any one of those options happens, credit Mike first.
Yeah.
Here's the first one to say what happened. Credit him.
You'll see.
Congratulations to us for breaking the news. Congratulations to us for breaking the news on student loans.
Wait, let me just make sure. Just in case if it didn't happen already in the middle of the podcast.
Okay, yeah, let's double check.
Anywho, go ahead, Matthew.
All right, snaps to Mike for predicting what student loan payment options were going to be. Snaps.
Byron.
If they just make us all pay in September, that's messed up.
Do you remember when we
this late in October or August?
Loans in December.
Also, just a quick little side note for anyone listening: even if they do announce September, right now there's no interest. You can make a down payment on your loans.
Mm-hmm.
I did that once a couple months ago. I feel like I'm only going to do it again if they push it back to like January. Like if they say 2023, I think right before 2023 happens, I would maybe put another down payment because there's no interest. So it's a good time to do that.
My tactic is if it gets delayed into 2023, I'm going to pay the amount that I would pay anyhow and just go directly, actually pay off my car first. That was my choice. Like just be aggressive as far as putting the amount that I would put towards my student loans and just paying off my car.
Don't you lease your car?
Ends in December, buddy.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yep. There it is.
I'm in a little bit of a pickle right now, but that's okay. We're okay.
That's future Mike's problem.
It's resiliency. That's where I'm at. I cannot wait to tell my future kids, don't ever lease a car when loans are in deferment. That'll ever happen.
You live and you learn.
Yeah. Anywho.
Do I still have to go?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have 2 ones. They're very stupid. I've got a belt this morning for my khakis at work. Yeah.
That is tough.
Yeah, so that was kind of unfortunate. But I made the best of it. And then my phone, it does charge, but the charger has to be in at the right spot for it to charge.
That's a charger thing. That's the cable thing then.
Okay, but it's like with every cable I try.
Actually, you know what you need to do? you need to take a paper clip and you need to scrape the
Scrape
crap
out.
that's inside the.
Can I use a paper clip though?
Yep.
Am I gonna scratch anything in there?
It's metal.
Okay.
It's conduits, unless you literally are like digging in and like breaking like the circuits, not the circuits, but like the things that can like this thing here, like with the lightning, like
right.
they're like yellow and they like it protrude out. Like unless you're like sticking a paper, like as long as you're like scraping it, like scraping and pulling.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to get a new cable for my Apple CarPlay in my car because that cable actually broke.
Oh,
I've also broke like 3 phone chargers in the last like month.
I don't know how people break their phone chargers. I'll be honest.
So my one, I'll just use this cord. So this silver part is like the white hard part around.
Yeah.
That just snapped off.
Oh,
that snapped in half.
Oh boy.
I don't know what I did on that one.
Oh boy.
My other one, this part I showed you that was like bent like a 45-degree angle.
You showed me.
And then my other one was this weird charger and it just stopped working. So I don't know if I just have bad luck.
Yikes.
Yeah, so luckily my phone hasn't died yet.
Oh, that's good.
But that is my down in the dumps.
Wow.
Yep. Wow.
Lovely. Matt, this was a great episode. I feel like we're finally back into a regular episode groove once a week.
Yeah, I think we're getting to it.
I hope so.
So do I. I hope so.
Anyway, well, thank you all so much for listening. Thank you all so much for being loyal listeners, loyal followers, loyal TikTokers, and loyal likers. If you aren't one of those individuals, how dare you? But no, just kidding. If you'd like to, you're more than welcome to follow us on any of our social media or any of our podcasting platforms. All you have to do, my friend, is go to solo.to/funnybusiness. And you get to find all the accounts, all the follows, Twitch, social, our merch store. You know, if you're interested in supporting the podcast a little more, you can buy a t-shirt and you can rep it. And then like you could be like out doing grocery shopping and spending $100 on a grocery bill. And somebody goes like, hey, what's that shirt? You'd be like, it's my favorite podcast I listen to every Friday or somehow throughout the week. But yeah, it's a good opportunity. Mr. Matthew, what is your advice for the good people of the funny business world?
I'm going to stick with what I said earlier and just be a good tipper.
Be a good tipper. I was trying to do a funny rhyme.
Yeah,
I
didn't know where you were going with that one.
I was going to be like, be a good tipper. It's something with sipper.
Oh, okay.
Tears in the old noggin up here.
Yep.
So, yeah, be a good tipper. Be a little nice sometimes.
Yeah, just be nice.
Even if it's a little bit more.
Yep.
Like
also,
add a little, go ahead.
Shout out to April for this great t-shirt.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a great shirt. For those that are watching on YouTube. So they're going away present to me. And it's comfy.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
I think Jenna's still making hers for mine.
Yeah, it's coming in the mail.
Yeah, it's coming in the mail.
Okay.
She's still printing it. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. And until the next time, see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.